leg. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the last leg of this beautiful 10-day trip of Turkey during the winters and also during pandemic. Now, we flew in from Izmir to Istanbul earlier in the afternoon, and then we took the airport shuttle, which is called as Hawas, from the Sabiha Gökhan Airport to Taksim Square. That costed us 24 lira per person. For those of you who want to take a cab, I think it costs about 120 or 130 lira, and there are plenty of options available outside the airport terminal. Usually the taxis here are in yellow color and reads out as taxi TAKSI. We're staying at the Grand Hyatt in Istanbul, and of the view from the room, that's the pool area, and that point there, the Point Hotel, is where we were dropped off by the airport shuttle, and then it was literally a 5-minute walk. It's still quite freezing outside. The temperature is about 6 or 7 degrees Celsius. The winds are pretty severe as well. So for those of you who want to visit Turkey during the month of March, and specifically if you're coming down to Istanbul, please carry your layers, carry your thermals, carry your jackets and gloves. We've still not fully explored this part of town, but when we step out, we'll probably get you guys some more bites from. Good morning, everyone. I am in one of the most iconic squares of Istanbul with the blue mosque called Sultanahmet Cami behind the Hagia Sophia in front of me. The Sultanahmet Cami, or the blue mosque, has certain visiting hours, so please be mindful of that. But the Hagia Sophia is open, so we're just heading to the other side of the square. The square in itself is beautiful. It's got such a strong historic presence to it. It feels great to be walking down the square, and this is the entrance to the magnificent Hagia Sophia. Women are expected to cover their hair, so I think there are scarves that could be borrowed, or if you're carrying like a hoodie or something of that sort, then you could wear it. And both men and women are expected to remove their footwear. There are these stands that we can see on either side, so that's where you could remove your footwear and keep. Wow, this is grand, and this is from the Byzantine Empire. So it was earlier a church, and then it was converted into a mosque, the Holy Grand Mosque in the Ottoman Empire. But each of these, the dome, the pillars, they are just magnificent. Look at these lamps, and I'm just going to get a little closer to it. Everything is so ornamental, and you can really gaze at things and spend a lot of time just appreciating the beauty of each of these places. And we're just now walking to one of the oldest Turkish sweet shops, which is pretty much outside the square, and it's called Hafiz Mustafa. When you are in Istanbul, you simply cannot miss Hafiz Mustafa, which is the oldest Turkish sweet shop, and it's right outside the Sultanahmet and Hagia Sophia Square, literally a 2-minute walk. We're here now. We've taken the traditional Turkish tea and profiterole, which is sort of a chocolate pudding. You cannot miss this one. So after all those calories, it's time to shed them. So we're walking now towards the Topkapi Palace. So that's the Sultanahmet Cami that we visited earlier. And the Topkapi Palace was the palace from the 12th century up until the 18th century, I think, of the Ottoman Empire. So the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire used to reside in this palace. So it has 4 courtyards. This is the courtyard 1, and we're just heading into the courtyard 2 through this main sort of gate. You can see the Turkish flag fluttering in the winds. Looks beautiful, the red flag in such a backdrop. This is courtyard 2, and this is courtyard number 3. By the way, photography and videography inside each of these premises is forbidden. You also have guards there who will remind you, but outside you can do a bit of it, and it's all just so iconic. A walk down history. Hey everyone, I'm at the Topkapi Palace, and this is one of the must-do things in Istanbul, which is a 5 or 10 minute walk from the Sultanahmet Cami, and a little bit of the glimpse. And we are at the 4th courtyard. There are 4 courtyards, and I'm at the final one. My experience in Turkey so far has been very good. People are very honest, they're hospitable. But for those of you coming down in March, the weather is quite cold. And you must have seen that in my previous videos as well, that I'm always in this blue jacket. Unfortunately, there's only one jacket that I carried. But for those of you coming down in March, ensure you carry the right kind of winter wear, maybe a couple of jackets as well if you don't want to repeat your winter wear. Carry your gloves, carry woolen socks, ensure you wear the right kind of footwear. So that's the view of the Marmara Sea from one of the courtyards, and with that we've come to the end of Topkapi Palace. We're back to the main entrance, and it's taken a good 3 hours to explore this place. We'll be now heading back to Taksim Square where we are staying, and take a taxi back. Hello again everyone, and today is our second last day in Istanbul. We just got done with our COVID tests. So the hotel had arranged for it, and they came and just collected the swab samples. It was a bit delayed. They were supposed to come in at 10, but they finally came at 11:30. But I think other than that, it was smooth. The report should come in by 6 in the evening. Fingers crossed. Hopefully everything stays negative. This is the only thing that you wish is negative. We're going to head out into the city again. We're going to explore Galata Tower and do a cruise ride on the Bosphorus Strait. So that's the Galata Tower, and we are on top of it. There is a queue to get to the top, and this is the view once you're on the 8th floor. Bit of the city, and then of course the Marmara Sea that separates both sides of Istanbul. And these bridges, couple of bridges, all of them are packed actually, and you'll have to walk down the stairs, but at every level there's something to see. Traffic, that's one of the peculiar sights in Istanbul. So this is the Grand Bazaar, which is popular for its spices, for its dry fruits, for the local perfumes, for textiles, and a lot of color in general, and a lot of people trying to draw your attention. But please negotiate wherever you buy stuff. And this is the Hamdi restaurant, which is very popular for its grills and its kebabs. These are those chicken kebabs in yogurt, both of them. So we just managed to get on board, literally the last people to get on board. There's this Bosphorus cruise that leaves every hour. We've made it to 3 p.m. one. It costs 25 Lira per person, and it takes you on the Marmara Sea up until the Bosphorus Strait and then back, all of 90 minutes. And it's just great to see Istanbul through water, because the Marmara Sea has always been of strategic importance to Istanbul. It was a popular trade route back in the days, and it still is. And this is not the Bosphorus Strait yet, it's another bridge, but the one that you see now in the background, this one is the Bosphorus Strait. And a nice Turkish coffee to end the day with some baklava on the side. After a fabulous 10 days, this trip of Turkey comes to an end. We'll be flying back to Dubai in a few hours. But if you did enjoy watching all of it, please do like, comment and subscribe to Trips Don't Lie. And remember, if you're traveling during a pandemic, it is very important to sanitize your hands regularly. Please wear your masks and try and stay safe and away from crowded places.